You know one thing I forgot about this year? The fact that it's Sonic's 30th anniversary year. At least until that Sonic Central stream back in May. And you know, after getting reminded, I thought about making a video in celebration. This video being the one that you're watching right now. Except this video was supposed to be uploaded a few months ago, but obviously that didn't happen. For multiple reasons. So here it is now. I'm going to rank all the classic Sonic games including Mania, worst to best. Nothing else to say? That's what I'm doing in this video. Ranked at number 5, which is the worst, is Sonic 1. Sure, it was the first Sonic the Hedgehog game, but in my opinion, it is the worst classic Sonic game when compared to the others. First off, most importantly, Sonic does not have the ability to spin dash. That problem kinda speaks for itself if you've played Sonic 1. There are just so many parts where it would have been easier to just spin dash, but yeah, you couldn't do that. There are also 3 acts in the game, which in my opinion just elongates the game. I don't think it was necessary to have 3 acts, especially for stages like Labyrinth Zone and Scrap Brain Zone, which speaking of those are some of the worst stages in the history of the series. Labyrinth Zone for its shitty water gimmick, and Scrap Brain Zone for that extremely unnecessary last act before the final boss, which speaking of the final boss is probably the most unsatisfying final boss in the Sonic series. You play through the whole game to just get a boss like the one in Final Zone. And honestly, I think it's way too easy to be the final boss of the whole game. But I'm not gonna lie, it is easier than most of the regular bosses in the game at least. One more negative I'd like to mention is the fact that collecting Chaos Emeralds in the game is pretty much pointless because Super Sonic is not present. The only difference it makes is what ending screen you get when you beat the game. But regardless of what ending screen you get, it's still an ending screen, meaning you will still beat the game. But I guess if you're a completionist, you won't be satisfied. But overall, I think Sonic 1 is the most flawed classic Sonic game, which is why I rank it at the worst. But the soundtrack is pretty iconic, and I don't say that lightly. And Green Hill is a pretty good opening stage, but otherwise those are the only positives. Number 4, Sonic 2. Now hear me out, I really like Sonic 2 and constantly replay it. I do have to admit, it was pretty hard for me to pick between Sonic 2 and Sonic CD for the number 4 spot. But for the purpose of this video, I ranked Sonic 2 lower. I actually see the two as more or less equal, although Sonic 2 is the one that is most remembered and more talked about, so yeah, but anyway, onto the game. It was definitely a huge improvement over Sonic 1 at the time with the added spin dash and the ability to transform into Super Sonic, but obviously that's not something that's given by default. You have to complete the special stages, which are insufferable. Tails is definitely the bane of the special stages in Sonic 2. It's almost like he actively tries to get hit by the bombs, and in general they're not easy to control on, and the difficulty can get out of hand at times. Like seriously, I don't know how 90s kids actually got through these stages, because you know, you didn't have the ability to save back then. But luckily it is all worth it, because you unlock Super Sonic, who's honestly overpowered. You basically become a god once you turn into Super Sonic after collecting 5 rings. And it is obviously very fun to play as Super Sonic, although it can be a bit difficult to control at times with his speed. And don't get me wrong, I do like when Sonic 2 gets difficult within the regular stages, but it's nice to just blast through everything from time to time as Super Sonic. One other improvement over Sonic 1 is definitely the final boss, which actually feels like a final boss this time, meaning it feels more rewarding to finish the game in my opinion. In terms of the soundtrack, I kind of prefer it to Sonic 1, but Sonic 1's is definitely more, you know, iconic, so that's probably the only thing Sonic 1 has over Sonic 2. Overall, Sonic 2 is better than Sonic 1, but since I couldn't decide between Sonic 2 and Sonic CD for this spot, I randomly picked Sonic 2, so it's probably not better or worse than the next pick. Number 3, Sonic CD. Now if this were a ranking on soundtrack and visuals, Sonic CD would easily be number 1. But unfortunately, since gameplay is a very integral part of a video game, that cannot be the case, sadly. As I implied with what I just said, Sonic CD is extremely strong in the visual and audio department. The soundtrack is very eargasmic, and I do not say that lightly. And just to make it clear if it wasn't already, I'm mainly referring to the Japanese soundtrack. The US one still bangs though. Sonic CD easily has one of the best video game soundtracks of the 90s and video games period, on par with the likes of Donkey Kong Country and Chrono Trigger. The visuals are beyond pretty. When Sonic CD is vibrant, it's really vibrant, and when it's dark, it's really dark. Visually, it's on par with the likes of Sonic Mania, and Sonic CD is almost 30 years old at this point. Now, in terms of gameplay, Sonic CD is near identical to Sonic 2. in the sense that Sonic is exactly the same except for the addition of the super peel out. The past and future gimmicks are also really cool. You get to see what the stage you're playing in look like in the future, which visually is amazing, contrasted with the change of tone and style with the music. The special stages are okay, definitely not as insufferable as Sonic 2's. Collecting the time stones is actually worth something, as you can get the ability to travel to a good future, and you get the good ending, which isn't special but a bonus. The bosses are probably the third easiest in classic Sonic history, but I'm not complaining. Otherwise, Sonic CD is kind of like a less memorable version of Sonic 2 without Tails or Super Sonic, but with a killer soundtrack and killer visuals. And like I said before, I probably put the two on the same level in terms of where I rank them, even though you could argue Sonic 2 is more iconic and remembered, but yeah. Number 2. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, my personal favorite 2D Sonic game. Sonic 3 and Knuckles was basically 2D Sonic's potential fully realized at the time that it released. Everything going full circle, to put it simply. The stages are bigger and have more exploration potential. There's now a narrative being told. There are more power-ups. The bosses are harder and more creative, especially the final boss. There are 2 super forms. The game is longer. The special stages are probably the best in the series. I also think that the stages are the best in 3 and K. Hydrocity Zone, Ice Cap, and Marble Garden Zone are some of my favorite Sonic stages of all time. The soundtrack is probably the best in the whole series, while, you know, at least the Sonic 3 side of things. I think the and Knuckles side of things is okay. The visuals are also very good. That should be a given at this point. So, I'm saying all of this, and you're probably wondering why Sonic 3 and Knuckles is not ranked at number 1. Well, because Sonic Mania is all of that, but better. Literally everything I mentioned with Sonic 3 and Knuckles is done better in Sonic Mania. The game truly lives up to its name, not to mention all the extra content like, you know, the DLC and the unlockables. Sonic Mania is Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but jam-packed with way more content. Oh, and the soundtrack and visuals are stellar, of course. I'd say in general, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is my personal favorite 2D Sonic game, but Sonic Mania is the superior game objectively, so that's why it's ranked at number 1. And that ends off the video and my ranking. My opinions might change in the future, but this definitely is my ranking for now. I still believe 2D and Classic Sonic have a lot of potential, so hopefully we don't just end at Sonic Mania. So anyway, yeah, be sure to share your own rankings down below in the comments, and if you agree or disagree with my ranking, be sure to share that too. I'd love to read your comments. As always, I'm pretty sure our rankings are not the same, so yeah, please share down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and as always, I literally always say this at the end of my videos, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Anyway guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.